Imagine waking up in coastal South Carolina. The morning mist is rising off a wetland, and you are out in the field with acoustic monitoring equipment, tracking bats and amphibians in one of the North America's most ecologically unique landscapes, Carolina Bay Wetlands. And at the end of the month, you receive a $24,000 annual stipend and pay zero tuition for your master's degree at one of America's top public universities. This is not a fantasy, this is a real fully funded research assistantship at Clemson University, and it may still be open right now. I have one important thing to say before anything else, and I need you to hear this. The original interview deadline for this position is mid of July, but this is crucial. The listing says open until filled. That means if the position wasn't filled from the first round of the interviews, it might still be available. The very first thing you should do after watching this video is email the supervisor directly to confirm whether the position is still accepting applications. I put the email address in the description below, and now let me tell you everything about this opportunity so you are ready to apply the moment you get the confirmation. Welcome back to Scholarship, where I curate fully funded academic opportunities from around the world for students who are ready to step up. Today's video is for the ecology and environmental science community. Specifically, if that's you or someone you know, stay with me and share with them. So, this is a 2.5 years Master of Science Graduate Research and Assistantship at Clemson University, hosted at the James C. Kennedy Waterfowl and Wetlands Conservation Center, a specialist research center dedicated to the ecology and conservation of waterfowl and wetland habitats. The research will take place at the Bell W. Burwooch Institute of Coastal Ecology and Forest Science in Georgetown, South Carolina, a coastal research campus situated within one of the most biologically rich regions of the eastern United States. The research focuses on Carolina Bay wetlands, a type of freshwater wetland found almost exclusively in the southeastern United States, particularly in the Carolinas. Now, these wetlands are ancient, mysterious, and ecologically critical, supporting incredible, diverse communities of birds, amphibians, reptiles, aquatic invertebrates, and plant life. They are also increasingly threatened by development, drought, and land use change. This assistantship is part of a monitoring and assessment program designed to build a scientific baseline for the health and biodiversity of these systems, work that will directly inform conservation policy and management. Okay. For those who are new to US universities, let me tell you about Clemson University. Clemson University is a top tier public research university located in South Carolina. It is consistently ranked among the top 25 public universities in the United States by US News and World Report. Its College of Agriculture, Forestry, and Life Sciences, particularly well regarded in the field of wildlife ecology, natural resources, and environmental sciences. Clemson produces research that shapes conservation policy at the state, national, and international levels. A master's degree from Clemson in the context of wildlife and wetland ecology is a very strong credential for careers in government agencies. Uh, like the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services, state wildlife agencies, NGOs, and international conservation organization. Okay, now let me tell you about what will happen or what is you're going to think about the day-to-day research life and the assistantship. Now, selecting, verifying, and characterizing Carolina Bay wetlands, you'll be doing landscape analysis, mapping, and ground truth to identity which bays to include in the study and what the physical characteristics are. And then you're also going to deal with deploying, maintaining, and retrieving passive acoustic monitoring equipment. This is one of the most exciting parts. You will be placing specialized recording devices in the field that detect the calls of amphibians, frogs, and salamanders, and bats, and capturing the biodiversity and activity patterns without disturbing them. This technology is transforming how ecologists survey cryptic wildlife. Also, you're going to conduct field surveys for variant Avian communities, that means bird surveys, point counts, transects, visuals, and auditory identification of bird species using wetland habitats. If you love birding, then this is part of your job. Now, I need to be very specific about the financial package because it is strong. You're going to receive $24,000 per year, that is $2,000 per month for 2.5 years. In South Carolina and particularly Georgetown, which is a small coastal city, $2,000 per month is a generally comfortable living income. The cost of living in South Carolina is among the lowest in the United States. You do not need to pay your tuition for your master's degree. Clemson University's out-of-state tuition fees can run to $20,000 plus per year. So this waiver is worth a significant amount of money on top of your stipend, and the total value over 2.5 years approximately, which is around accounts around $60,000 in stipend plus $40,000 to $50,000 in tuition we waived. So this is a fully funded graduate education by any measures, and your office is going to be at Bell W. Baruch Institute of Coastal Ecology and Forest Science in Georgetown, South Carolina. So I've said that already. Okay, now let us talk about the main important thing, that is the eligibility. You must have a Bachelor of Science degree in wildlife biology, fisheries, ecology, environmental sciences, natural resources, forestry conservation biology, or a closely related field. You must have a minimum undergrad degree of GPA 3.0 on a 4.0 scale. You must demonstrate a genuine interest in wetland ecology, wildlife conservation, or environmental modeling, and your letter of interest must convey this clearly. Strong written and verbal communication skills in English are required. You need a valid driver's license and reliable transportation because field work takes you to remote sites. Preferred qualification, this strengthens your application significantly. Prior experience conducting biological field surveys, bird surveys, amphibian monitoring, macroinvertebrate sampling, vegetation assessments, ability to identify birds, amphibian plants, and aquatic invertebrates by sight and or sound, experience with GIS software, ArcGIS Pro or equivalent, experience managing and analyzing ecological data sets in R or similar statistical tools, experience working in remote or challenging field environments, wetlands, forests, coastal areas, interest in publishing scientific research because this is assistantship is expected to produce scientific papers. On international students, the listing does not specify domestic only. However, U.S. graduate assistantships sometimes have restrictions or additional requirements for international students related to visa eligibility, social security, and funding source. I strongly recommend asking Crystal Anderson directly whether international applicants are eligible before investing time in the application. Here is exactly how you need to apply. You need to prepare a single PDF document containing 4 things. 1 is a letter of interest. This is your most important document. It should describe your relevant experience, your research interest, and your career goals. Be specific about your wetland or field ecology experience. Be genuine about why this project excites you. 1 to 2 pages is appropriate. Second, curriculum write your resume. Include all relevant coursework, field experience, technical skills, publications or presentations, and any relevant employment. 3. Unofficial academic transcript. This confirm your GPA and degree program. Official transcripts can be provided later if you are selected. 4th, contact information for 3 references. This should be professors, research supervisors, or professional supervisors who can speak to your academic ability and field skills. Ask them in advance. Don't list people who don't know you are applying. Optionally, include examples of publications, presentations, reports, or any research products you have produced. Send the complete PDF to CRHODE2@clemson.edu. Crystal Anderson, Wildlife Biologist 3 at the James C. Kennedy Waterfowl and Wetlands Conservation Center. Before sending a full application, email Crystal Anderson first to confirm the position is still available. Okay, so that is it for you guys. Kindly email the professor, ask your questions and doubts. Okay, it makes it very clear if you are open or eligible, because the professor will obviously not want too many applications and will be very specific about what it is actually looking out. So if this video helped you, please like it and subscribe. I share funded opportunities like this every week: PhDs, master assistantships, fellowships, internships, and youth programs from around the world. And share this with a friend who belongs in the field. And I'll see you in the next video.